All we need is sauce. No, 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 no. All we need is sauce. Come on, Filippo, give us the sauce. Today we're learning how to make the tomato sauce, the tomato passata, the tomato puree that we use for pasta, meatballs, pizza, anything.
Hey.
Today we're learning how to keep the most important Italian tradition alive. Thanks to the Sicilian master here, Filippo. Thank you so much for teaching the world how to keep the traditions alive. Thanks to you, the entire world now can make tomato sauce at home like a Sicilian. Hi and welcome to
Vincenzo play.
with the master here of the tomatoes, the man that is going to teach us how to make the best homemade tomato sauce like a Sicilian.
Don't exaggerate things.
So we want to learn so much. These are the tomatoes that grow in his garden. First we want to learn more about the tomatoes we need to use, and we want to learn step by step how to make it. Please, Filippo, teach everyone how to do it. To make the tomato sauce, how do we start?
That we start. That's how it starts. Make the little plants, and from here we go to the next step. Okay, from the little plants, that's what we get.
What kind of tomatoes are these? How do you call them?
They're called Roma, but I think they're called King Roma tomato. Eh?
King Roman.
Yeah.
Well, it depends who plants them. You're the king. So,
Because the soil, it's virgin. It's the first year that we plant tomatoes here. That's why they grew so tall and healthy, you know. And all around here, see how bushy they are. And the tomatoes are so healthy and big. You know, normally they don't grow that big. You know, the size, they grow a bit smaller like this one. But some of them, they're about 300 grams. You know, that's incredible. I could never believe that we could grow this tomato.
so you'd say that in Australia you can grow beautiful tomatoes,
We can grow,
the perfect sauce.
yeah. Because I got a story. We got Italian seeds and Australian soil.
Perfect match.
Perfect match. And I'll show you some other variety of tomato.
Yeah, we're going to see.
See, this tomato here, they call the San Marzano.
Oh yeah, they're perfect for pizzas.
There. See?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look the size of this tomato.
So you grow the San Marzano here in Australia? Oh wow.
Yeah, look.
Oh man, this is perfect for pizza.
In,
Next pizza party, we come here and get the tomatoes.
yeah, look, there is plenty here for, look the size of this tomato.
Yeah.
Now, this variety of tomato, if believe it or not, come from Sicily.
Oh, where you're
Yeah.
from?
Now, years ago, when the tomato they used to grow in season, this variety, they grow this type of tomato. See, they grow in a bunch. What do? You hang them in a big bunch, and they last all year, all winter. You know, when winter there is no tomatoes, you get tomato. And I'll show you, I got a big couple bunches in the shed, and they got a little nipple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they are female
They-
tomatoes.
They must be female, but you don't find this any. Or probably only few people got this type of seed.
Here in Australia.
Yeah.
What's the best tomato to use for the sauce? The Romano
Roma-
or the San Marzano?
I reckon Roma tomato. San Marzano, it's empty. You know, it's hollow inside. Roma tomato, it's more solid. You get more paste out of a tomato.
This is basically a tomato farm.
It's a tomato and a lot of other veggies. But I enjoy to work in like in my backyard. Yeah? So that's what we do with these tomatoes. See, we hang them in a big bunch, and this tomato they last all year. Next year, this time, you pick tomato from here.
Can you make the sauce with that?
You can make anything, yeah, and they're very, very sweet.
All right, before we do the tomatoes, you have to show me what every Sicilian is proud of.
Little bit more of the product that from Sicily.
Yes.
See, this zucchini, we call cucuzze longhi.
Yeah.
See this one?
The cucuzza, yeah?
Yeah, that's a world record.
What is that?
A Guinness Book of Record.
Oh, wow.
Twice, about 12 years and 10 years ago.
How long is that?
I think this one it's 1.8.
1.8 meters long.
Yeah. And see, actually the top one was my first record.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations with the cucuzza champion.
The cucuzza champion. Twice. Yeah, this is Sicily, and that's where I was born. It's this little village here, and this is Taormina here.
Beautiful.
And this is all Mount Etna, the volcano. All this.
So Filippo,
That's just, yes.
how do we make the tomato sauce?
This is how I do it, my way. I cut them in 4 quarters, cut the little black spot at the back, and inside it's a little green wine. Because I think this is bitter, so I take this off. That's how I clean them.
So we can say this is the most painful job, let's say, because it takes a long time.
Yeah, it's very fiddling and takes all day, you know, really, because the precision, the next step, you know, is still a long way. You know.
When you boil them in the water?
No, why you put them in the water? And also you have to, don't you let them ride for a couple of weeks or?
Yeah. See, what I do when I pick them, I put them on those trays, see those trays, for a few days until they get more ripe, more red. Then in the water, just to wash them. That's why I put them in the water.
How long do you keep it in the water for?
No, just when you do the tomato, put them in the water because so they get washed.
Right.
So that's why the reason of the water,
Just
you know.
water, no salt, nothing.
No. This is just to wash them, you know. Because you know when you spray the tomato, sometimes you know the spray still stay on the skin.
You don't want to eat that.
So you don't want to eat that. So that's why you put in the water, so they're nice and washed.
Philip, when the tomato has the black in the tomato, is it safe to eat that or should we throw that away?
Well, it's safe, but it's better if you cut that little bit off.
Cut it off,
See,
basically?
yeah, cut it off and
And you can still use the rest?
You can still use the rest, yeah, because the rest is still good.
Okay, that's good.
Filippo, thanks to you, we can keep this going. You know, we can keep this tradition.
That's what I was about to say. That's good to keep the tradition
That's right.
thing.
We have a friend from Sicily, Filippo the master. We have Mohammed from Lebanon. He wants to learn and wants to introduce this to his family. Nick, he's going to continue this with his family. With 3 kids, and Nick, your kids can learn this.
Yeah.
And I want to teach this to Sebastian too. It's something we want to keep in the family. Thanks to you, my friend, we can do this. And thanks to Filippo, you can do this. So please write a comment below and say thanks to Filippo. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So Nick, how does it feel being like the younger in the family who is going to continue this tradition?
It's great. You know, it's always good to learn new things and to get all the experience from the generation before. You know, learning how to cut my tomatoes for the first time. You know, it's all a learning curve. And hopefully to keep up the tradition for many years to come.
What are we doing now?
Yeah. I put a little bit of water, about a little water, and then I fill the pot with the tomato. Yeah, the reason why I put a little bit of water, because I let them boil for a couple of minutes. So the tomato won't stick on the bottom of the pot. That's the reason why. But then, when I put this in the basket there, the water is gonna be drying out completely, you know. See, and the reason why I use a smaller pot, because it's easy to manage it, you know. But you can use a big pot, but it would be hard to manage it, to carry around. So now we wait until this is gonna boil. See, now they start to boil. Actually, they've been boiling for a couple minutes, and now they're ready to drain them, to put them in the basket. This is the next step. After I boil the tomato, I put them in this basket here.
So what have you got in the basket there? What is it?
That's a vial.
Okay.
Yeah, that way the tomato sauce goes through the little hole. So the vial keeps the pulp, you know.
Okay.
And the water, so it's gonna drying out, you know. So the tomato, the paste will become more thicker and pastier.
Not on the blank shell, okay.
Now you see how much water they're gonna release.
You don't want the water in your sauce.
Nah, you don't want that.
You want the sauce.
You want the sauce. See, with the leftover, all the rubbish, we give to the chicken, and the chicken, they enjoy it.
All we need is sauce. No. All we need is sauce. Sauce. Come on, Filippo, give us the sauce.
So now, what we do, we put the paste in this bowl here. So this machine is to mince the tomato, so to become a paste. And so you put the tomato through this bowl here, and the paste comes out from this channel here, and the skin, it comes out from this little hole here.
If you don't have one of these machines, you can use a manual mill, which is used for making purees and sauces. This is a very old one, but you can get bigger sizes of this as well.
Teamwork, father and daughter. So what are you doing now, Filippo?
See now, see how the skin comes out from there? Separate the flesh, and that's a paste, tomato paste. What you need is spaghetti, because we got the sauce. The sauce is nice and thick, really thick, because the water's been drying out. But it's still got a little bit of water, but it's really concentrate, you know?
Yes.
Now what we do, this is that skin, but it's still a lot of sauce, the best still here.
So you reckon the best is there now, eh?
Yeah, so we're gonna go over maybe once, maybe twice.
So that's not for the garbage. That's the best part is now.
Because you see the pulp is still here.
Yeah. So let's go through these again. So the skin really has a lot to give you.
Yeah.
Looks like it's thicker. We're still going to use this.
Maybe.
One more time, maybe.
Might be one more time, because there's still a bit of a tomato here. See, we're gonna go over again, because there's still some more paste here. Not to be greedy, but they'll probably get out another couple bottle of paste from me. See the skin dry now? There's still a little bit more, but we got out of enough already. All right. So, and we keep on going until it's all finished. And then we mix the whole lot together, so won't be different, you know, so the whole sauce will be the same, not some too thick and some too watery, you know?
Wow.
I do the sauce in my way. I put a handful of salt. Some people, they don't put salt, but I always put a handful of salt. That's the way I do it. See, and then you mix all together. And now it's ready to go in the bottles. Okay, the next step is to get the glass bottle, sterilize them, and put a little branch of basilico. And then we fill it up with tomato sauce. Make sure before you put in the bottle that you stir it so the sauce will be all even, not watery and not too thick.
So now we're just filling up the bottles with the sauce here to about there.
Yeah. You bring the bottle up here.
Okay.
So
You don't waste anything.
so if you spill anything, this is the last step. Put a little bit of olive oil, just enough to cover the sauce. See, the oil with seal, it makes a seal. Now, like
Wow, okay, so you use the oil to seal
the
sauce, so you don't get it moldy.
don't get them moldy. They need when you boil them, they need a bit of space. Otherwise, the bottle can break, you know, with the pressure.
Like that.
Anyway, these caps you buy from a special shop, and I normally some people they reuse them, you know, but I'd like to use the new ones. And I show you a secret, like a trick, how to seal them properly. See, when you put the cap on, you don't clock it. Go back until you hear 2 clicks, and then close them. 2 clicks, and then twist it as hard as you can, so you get a better seal. So, this is the last step. You have to get a drum, about 44 gallon, a bigger one, depends how many bottles you make. You put a newspaper or cloth on the bottom. You put all your bottles next to each other.
Standing up.
Standing up.
Why standing up and not lie down?
Probably more safer, you know, but sometimes you can put them lie down, you know, but if you fold them with the newspaper. Otherwise, you know, when the water boils, the bottles, the glass, hit each other, you know, and can break. So if you separate with newspaper or blanket or whatever, so they don't hit each other, the glass doesn't hit each other. Try.
Oh, so wow, okay, you put the clothes and sheets everywhere.
Between, yeah, so that
the bottles don't break.
yeah,
So now we do another layer.
we do another
Basically,
way.
put this on top.
Yeah.
And you can put the rest of the bottles on top, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, the other one.
Ready for another layer. Sing a song, sing a song.
Sing.
Sing a song. Sing something for us. Italian.
Shuri, shuri.
Hey, come on, sing the song, sing it. Giuri,
Shuri, shuri tutto l'anno.
l'amore ca.
Le taste dell'odorno. Now we can fill up with water up to here.
Oh, now we need the heavy boy, the good strong boys to fill up with water. Nick, it is an important job, Nick.
Let's see.
This is it, the class. That's enough now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're trying to light the fire before it starts to rain.
So we close this. Now we move wood. What's happening now? What happened right now?
But we'll have to wait until the water boils
Okay.
for at least 3 hours.
3 hours, okay.
And tomorrow morning, and then leave the bottles in the hot water. After finish boil, leave
Overnight.
overnight.
Okay.
And tomorrow, hopefully, we find the bottle
Hopefully.
intact. They don't get
So
sometimes
basically the 3 hours boiling.
Boiling,
What
yeah.
do you do with that? What happens to the bottles?
the bottle probably
the tomato cooks a little bit.
the tomato cooks
And sealed before at the same time,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, and actually they kept seals.
So what I would say in the
Yeah.
meantime, what we can do right now, we can watch the fire.
And-
Maybe have a glass of wine,
And-
smoke cigar. So thank you so much for watching this episode. Thanks to you, Filippo. Now everyone can keep those traditions alive. It's like, making lasagna or other dishes. Anyone can make the tomato sauce as they want, right? You can
Yeah,
put basil,
yeah.
no basil, up to you.
That's up to your taste.
But this is our master makes his own tomato sauce for the family. With how many bottles we made today, it can last up to 1 year. Depends how much pasta you
Yeah,
eat.
it depends. Of course.
But guys, please write a comment below for this wonderful man. Write a comment, say thanks to Filippo. He's only 48 years old. He's got 50 more years of making tomato sauce. Well, in 50 years, he won't be here probably in 50
This
years.
is a lot of bullshit.
So, brother, comment. See you in the next video. Filippo, will you be here in the next video again?
Yeah, why not?
He makes good salami, so maybe he can show us how to make
Maybe.
salami.
Okay. If
Come
you
on,
want
guys.
to.
Ask Filippo to make salami for us. Come on.
But you have to wait another 6 months at least.
We can wait.
That-
Thank you, guys. I see you. Bye. Bye, Filippo. Say bye to everyone.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.